Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's resume our complete beginner's guide to Terraria, shall we? I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of my mini-map for a moment and check out what we've got going on. Well, we've got some bombs. That's pretty sweet. And I'm going to go over here and just going to throw things into chests. Nothing that we need to put away. And what do we want to do? Well, eventually, we're going to have somebody want to come and move in. But for now, I think we should just keep exploring. And one thing I always like to do is, it's daytime, so we can go out and get some wood if we wanted. But you'll notice that there's a hill over here, and we haven't gone too far to the right or too far to the left. So let's explore. Let's just see what's available if we were to go up right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get a platform going. And there we go. We can just jump up here. I'm going to chop down this tree. Select my axe with number 3. And get some more lumber. Jump up here. Now, I'm going to select my sword. And I like to just be chopping, gathering stuff if I can. We go onto the other side of the mountain. Mushrooms, trees, pumpkins, bad guy. And wow, look at that. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some platforms built so we can jump, jump, jump. And now we can go in here, and there's a cave. And notice how the biome is changing and how it's all red. And let me show you something. I'm going to build a little platform here. Well, these are some steps. That's fine. And we'll jump up here. This is another biome. So in this game, we call different environments or landscapes biomes. And you'll notice there's red grass. The trees are red. And if I use the mouse cursor or push M on, for example, on the map, you could see and move my cursor like you could see this is green, and then it changes into this reddish color. And if I go down the other side of this, the background entirely changes for the landscape. And oh my god, look at that thing. So there's a big nasty guy who is much more dangerous looking than the enemies that we got. Now, this is an evil biome, and I don't really want to go here right now. We could try to fight this guy, and he's doing a lot of damage to us. We will defeat him, but it's not great. So there's some silver in here. There's some money in here. And the top of this is the evil biome as it's invading. But when we get under here, it's actually, this cave is actually jungle biome. So, the cave is jungle, it appears. And you'll learn the different environment types as you go. But the evil biomes are kind of like horror type. And they are different. So you can get one of two, as we saw at World Creation. We got the like living tissue crimtane kind of environment, and that's going to be our evil biome for this world. But as in the bottom left, you just saw that Howard the Merchant arrived. I'm going to drink a recall potion and take us back immediately, because look, here's Howard the Merchant, and he's actually like chilling up in this house. And if I go to housing, so I push escape, I click on the house, you'll see that this guy has just claimed this house. He's already moved in. He doesn't even ask you. If there's an available house, he's coming in. Now we can right-click on him, and he says, I hope a scrawny kid like you isn't all that is standing between us and Cthulhu's eye. Unfortunately, that seems to be where we're at, dude. And we're going to let me go ahead and shop. So when we shop with this guy, you'll see that he sells a mining helmet, a piggy bank, an anvil, a bug net, some copper stuff, and he also sells a forest pylon, which is a teleporter. We're in the forest biome right now. He sells a sickle. Now, some of this stuff will vary what he sells, but he'll always sell, for example, like rope, the mining helmet, piggy bank. We want the mining helmet, but we don't have enough money, and we want the piggy bank too, but we also don't have that much money. But you can buy rope from him, which is nice, so that you can have like a huge supply. You can even buy torches if you want, but I usually don't. You can buy potions if you need them, arrows. So what we want to save up for would be the mining helmet, just because it's a convenience item early in the game. You put this thing on and it gives you a light. So when you're mining, you can see without having to place torches every 2 seconds. It's pretty nice. The piggy bank is amazing because you get 2 of these, and you put one in your base, and then you carry one. And then whenever you're out in the field, you can open your piggy bank, and you can put it down on a tile, and then put your stuff inside, and then put it back on your inventory. And it carries everything, and you can access the piggy bank both at your base or out in the field. Like, you have 2 piggy banks that you can access anywhere, so it's kind of like a portable storage device. It's super, super useful. I'll show you in practice if that was confusing. And then the forest pylon says teleport to another pylon when 2 villagers are nearby. You can only place one per type, and in the matching biome. So the starting biome that we're in, with the green and the back rolling hills and the all this is the forest. And if we put this down with the appropriate NPCs near it, then we can use it. But we can't teleport because you need 2 teleporters to tango, as it were. And now you can see where the sun is. It's getting along in the day. I'm going to just move to the right. So we moved to the left, and we found that there's a little bit of jungle going on here, but it's covered up by an evil biome. And I'm not really looking for that at the moment, so let's go over to the right. Break as much stuff as we can, gather everything, and we'll fall down here. And this is what I was looking for, the desert. So you can see how it's changed. There's this mean vulture, and it comes at us, and I'm just going to stand here and swing my sword until it dies. And the desert, as you may have surmised, is filled with sand. And you can get some new stuff here, like, cactuses. You can chop down this tree. And this is palm wood. So it's a different type of wood. Alright, break these. And here's some cactuses. So you hit these with the axe, and you can get some cactus if you want. Alright, now, we found, going to the right, the desert, and going to the left, we got our Crimtane evil, nightmare biome. And this is actually a cave down here that goes underwater, which is interesting to explore, but going underwater takes a little finesse. What you can do when you go underwater is you can dig yourselves shafts for air so that you can come up and get air and not drown. But it can be a little bit difficult at first to understand how to do that. Not horrible. Through practice, you should have no problem. But I don't want to do it right now. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put these dirt blocks back to minimize enemies following me. And you can see we've got this path back to our house. And maybe we want to dig over here. So I'm going to just practice using bombs. So I'm going to just show you. I'm going to drop a bomb right there, and I'm going to jump up. And you see the bomb blows up a bunch of stuff. It even blew up our torch. I'll put another torch. And it's not a huge explosion, but it's a nice way to just, dig quickly. All right, so I'm going to select my platforms, and with the smart cursor enabled, remember, control toggle between them, with that enabled, you will build it. You can't build it higher than you can reach, which means you'll be able to jump and just make it up there. So I like using that a lot for building platforms to get the spacing correct. I'm going to drop a bomb here and just jump up. And this is wasteful, but I'm just kind of demonstrating, bombs. I'm going to build a platform here. And look, you can see something down there. I'm going to go ahead and drop a bomb here. This will blow up more than just that. It will indeed blow up our platform, but that's okay. So we can build a platform here. I'm going to put a torch. I'm going to jump up, and I'll put a torch like right here. And I'm going to keep using these bombs. I'm just having fun bombing stuff. And we're going to get to a cave network down here, which is basically where we want to go. Oh boy. I killed myself getting greedy with my own bomb. So let's talk about that. If you blow yourself up with a bomb, you come back to your spawn point. Now, we haven't built a bed yet. When we build a bed, you can set that as your spawn point. What did we lose? Well, remember, with our game mode, we lost nothing but some money. That is, interestingly enough, let me talk about that. That is a good example of why the piggy bank is also useful. I mainly use the piggy bank for storage, but it's real, or, another major function of it is that if you put money inside it, you could store your money there, and then when you die, well, you don't lose money because it's in your piggy bank. So you can use that as a way to insulate yourself from stupidity. Now, I didn't actually drop any money. In our game mode, you have a chance to drop, our difficulty setting in our game mode, you have a chance to drop money, but you don't always drop money. So now that I've died, and by the way, that is one of many deaths. I die in Terraria all the time. If you're a beginner and you're playing on this difficulty, you're setting up the game like I am, doesn't matter if you die. Like, you might lose some money, but it's not that big of a deal. Just get back to your, where you were. And what's cool is the game will mark where you died. There'll be like a red X, and it said, hey, you died here 2 minutes ago. And then there's a tombstone. If you use the pickaxe, you can actually dig up the gravestone, and it goes in your inventory. And we can use this for later. We can actually use this for something, creating a graveyard biome, for example, if we want. And that has its uses. There's a lot of things like that are more, further down the line. We don't need to do it right now, but I'm still, though, going to keep digging with bombs. But what you want to do when you dig with bombs is you make sure you have an exit route. I didn't have a good way to get out of where I was at. So I'm going to drop the bomb, and I'm going to go way up high. There we go. All right, and then I'm just going to use platforms. And there we go. Now we can get back down. I'm going to drop a torch. Okay. So from this point, I can put a bomb like right over here. And the bombs don't behave very well because they roll around. But you can get sticky stuff that is a little bit easier to use. But I'm just going to keep using all my bombs and try not to die. There we go. Last bomb. All right. So now we have a big pit. And we can fall down to this ledge. I'm going to try to just stay right here and use my wooden platform like this. And then fall and build a platform like this. Put a torch. And oh boy. So even though I should be safe, enemies can spawn in places where there is darkness. So if there's dark tiles, enemies have the ability to spawn there. So one thing you can do to try to help yourself is just put a bunch of torches around. I don't know if it will block enemies if there's torches if you aren't actually viewing the space. But I believe that it does help protect against stuff like that. So another reason why I build 1 billion torches. I'm going to go ahead. Speaking of torches, I'm going to make some more. And then I'm going to make some more platforms. Oh, that's palm wood. I don't want to make them out of palm wood. I want to make them out of wood. And the reason I'm making them out of wood instead of palm wood is because if I make them out of palm wood, they will go into a separate stack, and then inventory just becomes too unwieldy. See, this is where the zombie is, and he's trying to come down here. Now, this should stop him. There might be some alternate universe where he can get through, but I don't think so. All right, so I'm going to make sure that we're nice and illuminated. And I'm going to now drop back down. All right. Now, look, there's a huge drop down here. So I'm going to take my pickaxe, and we can get through this. But I don't want to fall so far that I can't get back up. I'm going to fall really far. Oh, look, a gem tree. Okay. So I fell down onto mud, and I took a risk. But remember, you just saw the penalty for death isn't that bad. So even if you take a risk and you fall to your demise, well, you've learned something. And you can get back there pretty reasonably. And I'm just going to make sure I can dig my... have a path out of here. Oh. There is a demon eye. Okay. Let me make this platform a little longer so I can get up here more easily without any risk of falling. I'm going to fight this. So the eye can get through the little space that we created. The zombies can't walk over it. There we go. And we got a lens. That's what I wanted. Lenses are really important. Not at the moment, but they will be. So you always like to have them. Now there's some tin hiding in here. Gonna drop a torch. Let's go get it. All right. So I'm going to get all of this tin, and I'm just going to kind of set my torch there, and I'm going to build my platform all the way over, set a torch over here. All right, I'm going to drop down. I'm going to drop down again, build a crazy stair situation, and there's some bad guys down here. I'm going to drop a torch. You could see I'm going to build a platform all the way across, and I'm going to just break that. We got a healing potion. That's great. Put some torches so I can see what's going on. Classic. I was like, that looks like a pressure plate. So that's what happened. So I dropped down, and I was going to try to mine that pressure plate, but I stepped on it. I landed on it, really. And that's another thing that can happen to you all the time in Terraria is traps. So there's traps all over the place. They kill you. And ouch, that's where I died right there. But that's easy to get back to. And this time, I did lose money. So we want to go back there and get my cash. All right. Now, something you can do, though, with the merchant, in addition to just buying stuff, is you can actually sell stuff to the merchant. So when you mouse over things in your inventory, if you're talking to the merchant, you could see that like these fallen stars have a sale price. So I could sell this stuff to the guy and make some cash if I wanted. So a lot of this stuff has no value, but some items do. Like ore, for example, has a good amount of value, and you could sell that if you wanted. Now, I'm not going to sell anything right now, but it's worth pointing that out. Now, I'm going to use this other passage to get back to my body. It takes a long time to mine our way down here because we're putting torches. We have to build platforms. Oh, there's a vase in the wall here. Let's go get this. But getting back to our body is easy because we've already done the hard work. And we got some money. Okay, great. Put a torch. Oh, look at that. Oh, there's some lead, too. Okay, great. So this is why the game kind of will show you if there's an open space. If you go all the way to the edge of a wall, sometimes you can poke through and see something there. That was a little bit of tin. I need to build a platform up here. Oh, boy. That is Oh my goodness, that is not a platform. I was shift clicking. Didn't mean to do that. Here we go. Okay. Now, before I go crazy over here, I'm going to just make a mental note to come back here. I want to get my body. So you can see there's my money. Let's go get it. Okay. So I got all my money back. And there's some tin. I'm going to get my gravestone. So the pressure plate triggered a boulder trap, and it fell down and it smashed me. Many of the traps will just kill you in one shot unless you have more health. Now, I'd love to get us more health, and to do that, we need to find hearts. There are these crystal glowing hearts that you can find when digging that will increase the amount of health that you have, and they're so useful for a person like me who is not good at the game. And that's the thing I want to tell you about this beginner's guide. I am not good at this. I'm terrible at Terraria, but I still have gotten far into the game, and I have fun with it, even though I die. I just play at a difficulty level that doesn't punish me for being bad in as much. Now, other people, we got some copper, and see all this sand? We're moving over. If I look at this, you see we're kind of encroaching into the desert biome area here. All right, I'm going to put a torch in. Oh, look at that. There's some minerals up here and silver ore. Now, it's worth noting, just like in Minecraft, there are certain block types that do not have, that have gravity, and they will fall on you. Sand is one of them. So, like, if you dig and then sand is above the block that you dig out, it will just fall on you and it can kill you really easily. So be careful of that. But in this case, it's dirt up here, so I'm just going to get all this silver. There's some lead in here. There's some silver. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Awesome. Okay. So now, everything here looks really, really good. There's a bunch of lead under me. And I'm going to try to get it. But there's a huge drop-off. So I don't really want to fall down there without a game plan to get back up. Luckily, of course, I have rope that I can use, and I also have recall potions if things get really bad. But for the time being, I want to just be sure that I've got a soft landing. That looks okay, but let's go this way instead. Let's go jump over here, and you see how I can drop down by this tree, and I can put torches. Now this tree right here, let's chop it down. Oh, axe, okay. So you see how it looks all special. It is a diamond tree. So it grows diamond gems. Now, it wasn't growing them right then. You have to kind of plant the diamond gem corn, and it will grow a tree that will eventually make diamonds grow, which is great, but you have to be patient. Now, I did it just to kind of explain it, but you want to leave them there until they're ready to be harvested. All right, I'm going to kind of put down a torch over here, see what we've got. Oh, spider webs, cool. Let's go over here. Now, you see all this water up here. The water physics in this game are wild. You'll get used to them over time. Okay, we found a statue in here. These statues don't really do anything, but they're decorative. It's a penguin. Some people who play Terraria love collecting all the different kinds of statues. You can use them to decorate your home if you like. Now, I'm down here. I don't really see anything. It was just that penguin statue. I know there's something up there. There's a lake up there that we can try to, get to if we want. So I could set this up, jump over here. Actually, let's do this just to show you the water physics. So I'm going to bust this open, and water's going to come streaming out. Let me see if I can, there we go. I'm going to bust a hole in the floor. Now, the water is going to come out, and it's going to drain from this upper place. So you can use this strategy to empty the water from a location. You'll see it pours down here, and it's going to go fill up that area where we got the statue. So what we did was we kind of moved the water and opened this area up. But is that good? Did we want to do that? Okay. I got hit by a dart trap. It was so dark, I was trying to drop a... I'm going to push H to use a healing potion. Now that poisoned me. I was poisoned over time. You could see there was a debuff over here, and this allows me to explain potions. When you use a potion, you can only use one every minute. So it puts this debuff on you, potion sickness. And this is the pressure plate right here that I stepped on. Brown pressure plate. And you can mouse over this, and it says you can't consume healing items, and it's going to tick down, and it's got 32 seconds left. But that's okay. All right, we got some rope, which is cool. I'm going to go ahead and drop this across, like so. There we go. Okay. Got a bunch of lead up here. I'm going to put a torch. I can't really see what's going on. Now, we're getting to a place where there's no... there's no wall, so I can't just hang torches wherever I want. In this section, I have to actually put them on the wall. So it looks like some water. We're just going to empty that out, and you see it's going to pour down here, and then it's going to actually pour out over here. Eventually. Theoretically. Now this is filling up significantly. And you'll notice that this is not emptying. Sometimes you have to make a little bit more space for the water to actually empty out. There it goes. Okay. So I'm going to break all of this. And we're getting a bunch more lead. Early game. And the way that Terraria works is like this. You need metal to make tools to get better metal, which will allow you to get better resources in metal. So it's kind of like you're always looking for the best ore that you can collect, trying to craft tools out of that. There we go. Let me put a torch down. All right. And then go back, get better tools, and repeat. All right. So we've made it back up. Look where we are here. There is more to explore down here. The deeper we go, the better the minerals and the resources. There's some gold right there, you can see. But unfortunately, as a consequence, you won't be able to mine those resources unless you have made new pickaxes out of the best mineral that you could find above you or in a different biome. So it's just kind of seeing what you can do, where you can go, exploring the map. Alright, we're getting a lot of gold, which is good. Awesome. There we go. Okay. So now we have a ton of gold. And I only have 3 recall potions, but that's pretty good. You will start to accumulate a bunch of recall potions as you go, because you'll find them in treasure chests in the dungeon. And we're getting to a point you can see there's enemies. And oh my goodness, it's dark and I've dropped in the water. We got to get out of here. So I am trying my best to get us out of this water, but it's not going to be easy. Okay, so this is when there is something that's hitting us. We got to kill it. I'm going to push H to heal myself. Okay. Whatever that was, it's dead. It was a slime, I think. This is where glow sticks come in handy. So torches usually you want to use, but I can hold the glow stick and throw it down in the water to illuminate this area. All right, so there's a place I can stand right here. So I try to put a torch. There we go. Now, of course, I've destroyed the area where I was putting the torch, but All right. Now, in this case, because there's no background wall, if I hit this block, the torch will fall out because there's no place for it to go. So there we go. Now I have a torch that I can use. And there's some metal right here that we want to get. There's also a pot right here. But exploring in this water is not the easiest thing. You can try to drain the water, like we've done, to get it out of your way, or you can just go around it. There's some metal right there. I'm going to go ahead and drink a recall potion, get us back to our base. And I'm going to talk to Howard. And I want to show you one last thing. You see how Howard has a happiness? And you could talk to him and he says, "This is nice. Lots of privacy to store my wares. I like the scenery in the forest. A good view attracts customers." So you want to put the NPCs in areas where they're happy. So some might want to live in the jungle or in the forest or underground. And others might want to be by themselves or with other people or away from a particular NPC. So that's something you want to keep your eyes peeled for, is like, what can I do to make this person happy? And well, this guy is happy. So that's great. Now, I did get some money. And do I want to sell anything? Well, I could sell this diamond gem corn for a ton. Of course, you can plant it, right? I'm going to sell this dart trap. So I just click it and I drop it in his inventory to sell it. I'm going to sell the diamond gem corn. You can grow these and make 1,000,000 diamonds if you want. But right now, I'm trying to get money. And you see how once I sold enough money, my silver immediately converts to a gold piece. And I want to then buy a piggy bank and put it in my inventory. And then now I'm down to 34 silver. And is there anything else I could sell? Well, of course, you could sell gold. That sells really well. But gold bars would presumably sell even better. And now we have a piggy bank. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a platform and I'm going to build right above this a little platform, and I'm going to put, there we go, a piggy bank up there, and I'm going to right click the piggy bank. These pink squares are the piggy banks, and I'm just going to shift click my money and put it into the piggy bank. Now what this means is if I die, I don't lose my money because it's in the piggy bank. And I don't need to carry money because any NPC that I want to trade with will be able to take money out of my piggy bank or my wallet. So this way I protect my money. So whenever you come back here, just put your money away in the piggy bank. Awesome. Okay, everybody. I think this is a good place to end this episode of our Complete Beginner's Guide to Terraria. We're doing well. We found 2 new biomes on the left and the right. And we're now mining. We've died a few times. We have moved in an NPC. We got a piggy bank. And we're rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.